Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, the pieces are coming together. Not just for full self-driving, but for Tesla's humanoid robot. And with the pace we have been seeing, combined with the future progress that experts are predicting in AI over the next 5 years, will make our world unrecognizable. As AI will improve over 100x over the next 4 years, maybe even 1,000,000 times smarter in the next 5 years. And according to someone like Jensen from Nvidia, Elon Musk is the one that will be leading this race. And he thinks that humanoid robots will actually be relatively easy to implement into our world, and it will happen fast, and that Optimus is the first robot that has a chance to be produced at scale. Because, as he says, technology needs scale, and Tesla will bring exactly that. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So we have an amazing time ahead of us. And I'm not just talking about June with unsupervised full self-driving. No, I'm talking about the next 5 years. Because I really don't think people get how much the world is going to change and how fast it is coming. And Elon Musk is positioned so well in this race. And it's not just me saying that. That is Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang is saying that Elon Musk is singular in his ability to do stuff that was thought impossible by other experts in the same field. And we only have to go back 5 years and we barely had any really useful AI models as we know them today. People tend to forget how fast it has been, but that is only speeding up and not just exponentially. It is exceeding exponentials. So we all know that Wall Street can't really put it into their valuation models just yet, as someone like Tesla is not earning money on an Optimus robot just yet. But Wall Street is slowly waking up to the idea that Tesla is one of the biggest players in the AI and robotics race. And that market is trillions of dollars market. We can discuss all day if that is 10 trillion or 100 trillion, but it's going to be the biggest market we humans has ever created. And Tesla will be a part of it. So it doesn't really matter too much if Tesla will get 80% or 10% market share, because we are talking about trillions of dollars no matter what. But I do think that Tesla and Elon Musk are best positioned to become one of the leaders in this race. But let's start by looking at why this is happening within the next 5 years and not decades out in the future as some might believe. So firstly, AI is going to play a big role in all of this, as Optimus robot is of course controlled by Tesla's AI brain. So the smarter AI gets, the smarter the robots gets. And AI has kind of become the new arms race, so no one is holding back and everyone is going all in to get to AGI, so artificial general intelligence, the fastest, to not be left behind. And we have been seeing some insane progress in the field of AI, from large language model being able to answer basic questions and hardly making a compelling photo, to now basically explaining anything and everything, to making lifelike videos including audio from just a prompt.
A wild, untamed might, and she commands your awe with every breaking light. According to this old sea chart, the lost island isn't myth. We must prepare an expedition immediately.
And that has all basically happened within the last 5 years. And one company has shown that that progress was not fast enough, and that is of course Elon's XAI, that wanted to build a 100,000 GPU coherent supercomputer. So one single brain out of 1,000 GPUs, which was thought impossible by industry giants like Google and Microsoft just a year ago. And in June 2024, Elon did make a post about how difficult this was. Also, I can't overstate the difficulty of making 50,000 H100 train as a coherent system, so as one brain. No company on Earth has been able to achieve this yet. Once we have the system working, we will order more hardware. People were, of course, skeptical about all of this, but in September already, Elon announced that XAI had brought online their 100,000 GPU coherent cluster, and people that is not following the space had no idea of what kind of achievement this was. But one that did get it was the guy that supplied the chips for XAI, Jensen CEO from Nvidia, that also explained it back then.
From the moment of concept to building a massive factory, liquid cooled, energized, permitted in the short time that was done, that is like superhuman.
Right.
And as far as I know, there's only one person in the world who could do that.
Right.
You know, I mean, Elon is singular in his understanding of engineering and construction and large systems and marshaling resources. It's unbelievable. And of course, then his engineering team is extraordinary. And from the moment that we decided to go, the planning with our engineering team, our networking team, our infrastructure computing team, the software team, all of the preparation in advance, then all of the infrastructure, all of the logistics and the amount of technology and equipment that came in on that day to training, 19 days. 19 days is incredible, but it's also kind of nice to just take a step back and just, do you know how many days 19 days is? It's just a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Right.
And the mountain of technology, if you were to see it, is unbelievable. All of the wiring and the networking and just getting this mountain of technology integrated and all the software, incredible.
Right.
Yeah, so I think what Elon and the X team did, what they achieved is singular. Never been done before. Just to put in perspective, 100,000 GPUs, that's, you know, easily the fastest supercomputer on the planet. That's one cluster. A supercomputer that you would build would take normally 3 years to plan.
Right.
And then they deliver the equipment, and it takes 1 year to get it all working.
Yes.
We're talking about 19 days.
So if you don't always believe Elon's over-optimistically view on the future, well, maybe you will believe the CEO of Nvidia. No one could have done this but Elon Musk. That is Jensen's words. As Elon did what everyone said was impossible, 20 times faster than anyone else could even build a system like that was 3 times smaller. This knowledge is what I think will keep Elon's companies out in front in this race, because XAI is already working on building Colossal 2, their next big supercomputer. That will be a 1 million GPU coherent cluster. So about 33 times bigger than what the expert says was impossible just a year ago. And Elon thinks it will be done in 6 to 9 months. And I think it's hard to not believe him on this, as he already has shown how fast they can move. But let's just say a year from now, XAI will have something that is an order of magnitude bigger than their world's biggest AI training computer in the world was just back in September. And we did see XAI coming out of nowhere, and from being funded as a company to basically have an equal large language model to ChatGPT with Grok took less than 2 years. Where do you think they will be in 5 years from now, when they already in a year will have something that is an order of magnitude bigger than what they trained Grok 3 with? And why is this so important is, of course, that XAI's Grok AI brain will no doubt be implemented into Tesla's AI brain in the Optimus robot. But it is, of course, not only XAI and Tesla. The whole industry is accelerating, and the progress is going to be mind-bending. Just listen to Sachs here trying to explain how fast the AI rise is coming.
The algorithms, the chips, and the data centers are all improving or scaling at a rate of, 3 to 4x a year. That's 10x every 2 years, okay? Where people don't understand exponential progress is that if you're getting better at 10x every 2 years, that doesn't mean you'll be at 20x in 4 years. It means you'll be at 100x. So the models, the chips, and the data centers will all be 100 times more powerful in 4 years, let's say at the end of this presidential term. So you multiply those things together, the algorithms, the chips, and then the raw compute that's available, you're talking about a 1,000,000x increase, some of which will be captured in price reductions, some of it will be in the performance ceiling, and then some of it will just be in the overall amount of AI compute that's available to the economy. But the impact of this thing is going to be absolutely massive. And I think people still don't even appreciate that fact because they don't understand exponential progress.
Yeah.
So it's not just the models that are getting better fast. It's the chips that will be 100 times better in 4 years. It's the data centers that will be 100 times bigger in 4 years. It's the models themselves that will be 100 times smarter in 4 years. But all of those three things are colliding, fueling each other, and that is why Sachs is saying we have to multiply the 100 times improvement, and that is why AI might be 1,000,000 times smarter than it is today in just 4 years. Because we also have to remember that AI is showing in tests that they are getting extremely close to human intelligence. But when they in about 2 years will be 10 times smarter, they will already have far exceeded our intelligence. So maybe AI will be able to find ways to make AI smarter, faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient. So as AI gets smarter, the whole thing could potentially accelerate even faster, beyond that 100 times smarter in 4 years. And now it will basically go beyond our understanding. So for Elon to say back in 2024 that he thinks that AGI will be achieved in 2026 suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. It almost seems inevitable now. And that brain will be in Optimus. So to think that a humanoid robot 4 to 5 years from now will not be able to do a huge range of tasks seems almost kind of ridiculous if AI is going to be so advanced this fast that they will basically be smarter than us. So in 4 years, Tesla will also have the most important thing ready for this huge breakthrough in AI. And that is, of course, mass production ready, including the extreme supply chain needed. Elon has been out saying that he thinks the valuation of humanoid robots will be able to be seen in the US GDP in 4 to 5 years. But if humanoid robots can be seen in the US GDP, you can bet that you will also be able to see it in Tesla's financials. But Tesla is not just trying to make a useful humanoid robot. They have taken the same approach to Optimus as they have done with the Cybercab, which nobody else has done in the automotive industry. Designed from first principle so that it's easy to manufacture and can be 100% automated. And Tesla has already been planning for the complex supply chain that have to be ready for scale as well. So just like Waymo is just trying to make a robotaxi, but have not thought about production into the car, as they are not making the car and don't know anything about production, and has not really thought of much other than just making a robotaxi with the available technology of geofencing and so on with LiDAR, that is very difficult to produce and therefore difficult to scale in production, and because of that technology of geofencing, difficult to scale in areas as well it can drive. So I think many have taken the same approach with humanoid robots, that they have not thought of ease of production, supply chain, and all into that robot. They are just trying to make it work and will therefore end up with a robot that might be competitive on capabilities but uncompetitive on price. But we will see how it goes. But as Jensen from Nvidia once again said, the humanoid robot will be the first robot to actually be able to reach scale, because technology needs scale. Let's hear Jensen explain what he means and what opportunities lies in front of Elon Musk.
We do a lot of business with Tesla and xAI. Elon's, as you know, is just an extraordinary engineer. And I love working with him. We've built some amazing computers together. We're going to build many more computers together. And the work that he's doing in Grok, his self-driving car, his Optimus, These are all, every single one of them world class, every single one of them revolutionary, every single one of them are going to be gigantic opportunities, and we're delighted. I'm delighted to be working with him on that, and so I think the Optimus opportunity is just right around the corner. It's very likely that human robots are going to be robots that we can deploy into the world relatively easily. And this is the first robot that really has a chance to achieve the high volume and technology scale necessary to advance technology. And so I think this is likely to be the next multi-trillion-dollar industry. I'm very excited for him.
So as Jensen is saying, Elon's products are all revolutionary, world-class, and Jensen thinks that humanoid robots will be relatively easy to implement into our world because it's a humanoid form. A Roomba vacuum cleaner can only do one thing, so it will never reach the same kind of scale as a humanoid robot can, that can basically do everything we can do and more. So even though Marcus Brownlee could not see any use case for a humanoid robot, and someone like Gary Black thinks that it's only a market for about 1 million humanoid robots, but I do think that Jensen from Nvidia do know a little bit more about this stuff than these two guys, and that this will be a trillions-dollar opportunity, as the market is basically endless in my opinion, especially taking SpaceX into account and having humanoid robots building moon bases and Mars colony. We will simply be printing labor, and I personally think Tesla's Optimus will be the first humanoid robot to reach scale, with millions of these produced every year. And when Tesla get to that scale in maybe 5 years, their AI brain will be extremely capable at that point. We will look back at Optimus dancing and doing these many new tasks we have just seen like it was the dumbest little machine we have ever seen, just as we can look back today at the first prototype from Tesla and think they will never get anywhere. And that prototype, that was less than 3 years ago. So if we take into account that plausible 1 million improvement in AI in the next 4 years, it's really hard to imagine where we will be at that point. I truly think these humanoid robots doing all kinds of jobs are coming much sooner than most people think. So when we look at the progress we have already seen that has blown people's mind, and look at what is happening right now with Elon building a 1 million coherent supercomputer that will be done in just a year from now, well, I actually don't think XAI will be able to turn it on immediately, as they simply will not have enough power to turn it on. But Elon is already working on that problem as well. As he said, he's thinking about how to turn on 1 terawatt of electricity generation the fastest. So I don't think he will have found a way to do that in just a year from now, but he will not need 1 terawatt for Colossal 2, but about 1 to 2 gigawatt, depending on how efficient the future chips is going to be. So if Elon thinks this big, 1 terawatt, he might be able to find a way to have a 2 gigawatt system up and running in just 1 year. But we will see how it goes. I, for one, is not going to bet against Elon Musk on this, as everyone said that 100,000 GPU coherent cluster was impossible. But not only did he do it, but he built it 20 times faster than the competitors were able to build a smaller one. And people also laughed at him when he said he would make reusable rockets. But now SpaceX have reusable rockets and catching them out of midair. And the Chinese are desperately trying to copy SpaceX achievements. So Elon is not the man that I would bet against when it comes to technology. And I don't think any of us really understand just how insane the next 5 years is going to be. And to me, the biggest player you can bet on in this race is Tesla and XAI. And of course, Google and the other big players. But even Nvidia has invested in XAI, as they do understand who is going to be Nvidia's biggest customers, as not many people are thinking as big of scale as Elon Musk does. So we might have entered the most important month in Tesla's history with the robotaxi launch. But we have also entered the most important half-decade for Tesla. We will look back in 5 years and say, yeah, Tesla truly had only just begun in 2025. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.